Hello everybody, my name is Nate Smith, and
I'm Chris Bowers.
and we are April's Cove.
We are less formally known as the Baca Bros.
The Baca Bros. Unfortunately, yes. That is one of our many aliases, which we will not disclose the rest of them anytime soon.
If you know, you know.
Today, we're almost on the end of the year. It's December, the day after Christmas.
December 26th.
December 26, 2024. And we are April's Cove, and we're like a year into the band, technically.
I don't think we disclosed that it was a band yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
This is a band.
We're a band, guys. And hopefully one day that's more epic sounding.
Yeah, hopefully this is just the start of something special. Like, hopefully, look, it's 10 years down the future. We uploaded this on YouTube, and all of you guys are wonderful fans. And friends and family look back at this and be like, oh wow, they were literally nothing back then. And look where they are now. Like, I don't know, imagine like we listen to Radiohead. Imagine if Radiohead was just like, oh, hey guys, it's me, Tom York, and I got the band here, and we're just chatting. Yeah.
Except we're not English.
Yeah, we're American.
America. I want to talk about is just kind of what we've been through this year. We want to do an end of the year kind of recap, more of like it's more for ourselves, I would say. It's a recalling, reflecting, that's the word. It's April's Cove Reflections. Who knows, we'll edit this out, make it more
Year
serious.
one reflection? Yeah.
We're going to do some reflecting, and we're just going to talk about where we started until now. So I would say let's just start from the very beginning, where it all began. I would just say screw it, let's just go back to the very beginning. Where did we meet?
Oh boy. So I've known this guy since I was in 7th grade and he was in 8th grade. We were both in concert band together, and I knew him all throughout junior high and high school. So
yeah, I played tuba, he played euphonium or baritone at the time. I remember I was in honors band my last year in junior high, 8th grade. And I remember him coming into the band because he was instantly getting in trouble, like already, like day one. I was like, who is this guy? He's freaking weird. But I thought he was pretty funny. It wasn't like weird, it was weird funny, but it wasn't like get away from him. It was like, oh, I'll get to know this guy more, kind of weird. Yeah.
It was like, it was cartoonishly weird. Like, I wasn't like,
definitely.
Like, it was more like,
it was just like that.
Okay, actually, yeah, it was like that. But it was more like, yeah, I was just a kid.
What, 13 years old, maybe?
No.
So yeah, that's how we met. It was through band, and that was pretty much it. We weren't like super close during the band days, to be honest. Like, we were cool, but we weren't like hanging out super ton. What can you do when you don't have a car anyways? But yeah, and then
we don't live in a walkable city.
Yeah,
so
that's very true.
There is no walking for the 10 people that would be like, why don't you just walk?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's going to be no one who asked that. I mean, maybe the Argentinian fans out there. Shout out to Argentina.
Or the French fans out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to France.
We're international already, and we haven't even released one song.
Je suis français.
Yo no hablo españolo. All right. So we were in band all through high school. We were in marching band, and then after high school, I graduated and then went to the University of Houston for school. And around my senior year, my senior year is when I first started playing guitar. I did not play guitar at all until my senior year in high school. My friend Connor, he actually helped me restring my guitar. It was it was an acoustic guitar. The one I still have, it's back here. Well, it's inside, but he restrung it for me. And then he taught me how to play like the 4, basic chords like G, D, E, and C. And then he showed me like 7 Nation Army and Smoke on the Water on one string. And that's how it began. And I went to college and I played so sporadically. I was horrible. It hurt my fingers. I hated it, honestly. I kind of went on my own path for a year in college. And second year, we weren't even like talking. So what were you doing?
Okay, so senior year was COVID. Freshman year of college was COVID.
He probably had a lot of interesting events going on in his life during that time.
Yeah, I was staying up till 4 a.m. playing Valorant.
Yeah, okay. So very important stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, I wasn't much better. But pertaining to the band, because of COVID, I think my sophomore year, that's when I started to learn actually riffs on electric guitar. I started like doing YouTube and going on Google and being like, top 10 easiest riffs on guitar. And then that's where it really like started to kick in. I was like, this is actually fun. Actually like learning. I started getting to like about an intermediate level, and I played a little bit for worship music within the ministry I was in U of H. That was pretty much it. I was just playing, I played a couple like worship sets, just strumming chords. And then after like my sophomore year, I was in San Antonio for that summer. And I kept playing guitar. I had a couple more folks around me who played guitar, and that really helped me. But around this time, I was starting to plateau, like severely. I was about to give up on guitar so much I bought an electric bass guitar on Sweetwater. Sure enough, around this time as well, Mr. Bowers here hits me up on Instagram, or somehow he hits me up, and he asked me a question. So what happened, Chris?
I got into the University of Houston, obviously, but it was COVID year. Next year, I knew I was gonna want to stay on campus. So I'm like, oh, I don't really want to stay with a random. So I'm like, who do I know that goes to the University of Houston? First person to pop in my mind, Mr. Nathaniel Smith over here. I pull out my little cellular device and I pull out the text message app. I locate his contact and I start texting it. I say, hey Nate, you go to UH, right? Do you want to room with me next year? To my surprise, he instantly was just like, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like, I had a random roommate, you know who you are. It was cool, but I was definitely wanting like a person I knew, and I knew Bowers, obviously. It was nice because I was like, this guy, he's pretty chill, he's goofy. I don't know much else about him. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Well, we met up like one day before like we moved in. We did rock climbing, and like pretty much trauma dumped all over this guy, whole bunch of weird stuff. And he was like, what's wrong with this guy? Probably, I don't know what was this is like right before the semester started up, pretty much. You were like, what did I get myself into? I don't know, what were you thinking?
All I know is that I wasn't thinking that, but I did get a little scared when you crossed 6 lanes.
That did almost happen. Sorry, Mom. Anyways, we make it to the move-in, and this is where it literally began. This is the origin story of how Chris began to play bass. We're moving in, my whole family's there. Surprisingly, not Chris's mom or dad, whom I still have not met either in person, which is quite odd. Every time he's had the chance,
criminal, the chance has been ripped away because of very not normal circumstances.
Random
like
timing.
The one day that my dad went to work on a Monday, even though he hasn't worked a Monday
I popped in.
like ever in his life, he randomly shows up to my house from San Antonio. I didn't even know he was pulling up. I think it was the Monday before like Thanksgiving or something.
Well, just think about this. Somehow I haven't met either your mom or your dad, and it's been since I was like 13, and I'm 23. It's been 10 years.
To be fair,
it's been 10 years.
My dad used to always chaperone for the band trips and stuff.
So I probably did meet him.
My dad's bald.
My mom and dad were moving me in that day, helping me, and sure enough, I sat on my butt while they were helping me still, pulled out my electric guitar, showed Chris my electric guitar, and he's like, cool. And then I showed him my bass, and we plugged them in. First day, we're still moving in. My parents are in the background slaving away, and I'm just sitting there lazy, entitled, plugging that amp. I'm like, Chris, you have perfect pitch, which he has perfect pitch, by the way. That's literally where it started. We just started playing.
Naturally, of course, being the first time I ever seriously picked up a guitar, I could only play on one string at a time. And that string was the E string.
Yes.
So I was limited to like 21 different possible fingerings.
I still didn't know there was 21 frets.
I do.
Wow.
What? Basically, I had perfect pitch, but I still sucked because I had no technique. I think during that time, I wasn't even like plucking. I was like ripping the string, like I was popping it up.
He was just murking the string every time.
Yeah. Look.
And I don't even know what we were. I do remember what we were playing.
Metal Shop, bro. We were playing Metal Shop.
We were playing stand tunes from high school band.
If I find that video, insert it right here because it's really bad.
It was bizarre, but it was funny. We were having fun. The key part was I bought the bass purely because I gave up on guitar, and I was like, bass just sounds like it's gonna be more fun. Like, I can just play root notes and then throw in a couple fills and be happy. Because guitar, I was getting tired of it. I was like, just learn the pentatonic scale, you know, some of the basic riffs like Sweet Child of Mine, some Eagles riff, I can't come to mind right now, but just some random crap, and I was really bad. And I learned how to strum. I was decent at strumming. I had a little bit of singing and playing as well, but it was really sporadic. And then enter Chris. I'm like, yo, you know, it'd be a whole lot easier just to give you bass, teach you how to play on one string, you play root notes, and I just play chords, and now we have like a band or something like that.
I still remember the first jam.
Yeah, we just played like some...
It was that A to G to F to E to G.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was, I think I call it like the in something cadence.
It was something really, 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 really insanely easy, and I was still probably messing it up.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I had no sense of rhythm. I was just like purely dookie, like Dukermeyer.
Dukermeyer, yeah.
Straight Dukermeyer.
Das ist Dukermeyer!
We're going to jail. But that was insane. We were just beginning though. His literal first time picking up the guitar. My first time like probably ever jamming with somebody. I mean, if you count like worship band, but like that's like so rehearsed and you're just playing like music. We were just like improvising. That was my first taste of improv. And to be honest, I always wanted to do improv. Like even when I was like a little kid, I remember like thinking like those people who play electric guitar or like trumpet or any instrument and they can just kind of like flow with it. I just thought that was the most like incredible thing, and I was always like wanting to do that. And sure enough, it came in this way, and like I can do it pretty well now. But it's like, I mean, it just like tapped into something that I really liked. I could honestly say it was just like super exciting, and we kind of got hooked like immediately, right? We were playing like every day,
every hour. We were getting noise complaints.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, we weren't the kindest people when it came to that. We were
horrible.
Blasting, amp at full volume at like 1 a.m.
We were going full volume.
In a dormitory,
funny.
By the way.
In a dorm, and we were on the second floor, so we had up and downstairs neighbors and the sides. And across the hall, everybody.
Yep.
We were making everybody really happy with us.
Funnily enough, the only people that ever submitted noise complaints was they either lived above us or below us.
Yeah, that's true.
It never like to the right of us, to the left. Actually, because I remember Anna, she lived right next to us, and I asked her, I was like, hey, can you hear us playing at all? She's like, oh, no.
Because she probably was doing college things. We were sitting in our dorm.
She might have been lying.
She probably was lying. No, I specifically remember intentionally cranking up the amp max volume just to see how funny it would be to see how loud it was. Like, the whole room would vibrate.
Now that I think of it, we were actually like professional upstairs neighbors. We
were evil.
Oh yeah, because I figured out what the resonant frequency of our room was, and then I would just play. Yeah, look, all you hear the whole time was.
Oh, that probably sounds horrible on the mic.
Basically, we got hooked.
Oh.
We were playing every hour of the day. Look.
Oh man.
Like, hey man, when you get out of class.
We were aligning our schedules like straight up. It was different.
Which is crazy because we can't do that now, but we were really on top of it back then without even knowing.
We were locked in, and we weren't even trying to be disciplined. We were just like addicted to just doing random stuff. And it wasn't just music. While music was probably about, like 50% of it, I'd say. It was a good chunk of it at least.
Like 10% of it was going to like the rec before school or classes.
Yeah, rec center.
Other 10 was like skating around.
No, that was like 30.
Okay, yeah. Like,
that was a lot. We skated a lot.
I forgot, yeah. We would skate till like 3 a.m. We'd start at like 11 p.m. starts like in
ridiculous.
Like 3, yeah.
Yeah, and then we had rock climbing.
That too.
We had the gym for basketball, weightlifting, and then we had skateboarding, and then we had playing music together. And then we just had, and then I guess you could sprinkle in just like a fair working of shenanigans. Like we weren't even party type at all. We did not go.
No.
We would go to the parties and be the babysitters. Like the few we did go to, we didn't even drink. Like none of us touched alcohol like at all. I want to say this about the skating. When Chris gave me that phone call before we started, I was like, I'll make a deal with you. I'll teach you how to play guitar if you teach me how to skate. And more how it sounded was, if you learn how to play guitar, I'll learn how to skate. I was like wanting him to do something. I was like, dude, we should do something about that, or it would be fun. Just trying to have like someone to hang out with, because my old roommate experience, we didn't really hang out a ton like that. We did some stuff, but I wanted to like do more fun stuff, I guess. I was just like thinking it would be cool. I never had like a roommate or something like that. And so sure enough, the first day we went skating, I was hooked on that, and then he was hooked on the music. It took me longer to get to skate because I was like petrified of that at first, but the camera just went out.
Okay.
So what's next in the arc? Oh, I think I know a huge development in the arc was whenever we unlocked our first outdoor jam.
Yeah, basically at University of Houston at Lynn Houston Park, there's just a stage. It's pretty much smack dab in the center of where everybody on campus would at least walk. It's right next to the freshman dorm.
Where most of campus life is kind of the point.
Yeah, which is pretty much in the same exact building as the dining hall, the main dining hall everyone goes to.
Yes.
And then literally maybe 2 minutes walking distance down the street, you have the student center, which everybody goes to.
Yeah.
And then the rec, you had to pass by all of that to go to the rec. Basically, we picked the most prime spot to jam, just ever.
I don't remember when we did our first jam exactly.
I do remember because freshman year I came on campus and saw some trumpet players. They were playing outside. And then I look at Nate, I'm like, hey, like, dude, we're getting all these noise complaints. We should just go outside and play. He's like, can we do that? I was like, yeah, I saw some trumpets do it. So we went out there and started doing that.
Do you remember our first time out there? I did not.
It was probably like absolute trash.
It was like our second semester or first semester together?
Probably first.
Yeah. We were horrible. Like, I don't even know what we were playing, honestly. Like, with that level of skill.
I look back at old videos. Keep in mind, I've only been playing for exactly 3 years. But I look back at old videos from like 2 years ago, even
when he was playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow, dude, I was trash. There's some other words that I want to say that I'm not gonna say, but I was really bad.
No, but he was learning at the speed of light. And there's Matthew. Say hi.
I like the equipment.
And this is our last and final band member. He raps. This is Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyways, yeah, we started doing that pretty routinely. We were attracting very small audiences of maybe max 5 people at a time.
Some people would come up though. They'd be like, dude, you're freaking good. They would be telling me that. They'd sometimes tell Chris that, like real musicians, because then they would see him slapping. Because like apparently nobody slaps bass anymore, like around town. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He's like the only person in the whole city of Houston who can slap bass. It's not true, but just how it seems.
That's how it seemed at the time, because they come up and be like, look,
yeah,
I'm not bragging, but it took me like 1 month to like get slapped down pretty decent. Because all I did was I grinded like, Dark Necessities or something. Yeah. Basically, I was sitting like in my room every day for at least like an hour, just like trying to slap, trying to get the best sound possible. And
he wanted to do something flashy because I could do the soloing, and he had just bass notes, so he had to figure something out.
Yeah,
pretty much, right?
Pretty much. Low key, I don't know. I think Diego played Dark Necessities, and I'm like, whoa, like,
oh yeah,
what kind of bass sound is that? Like, I need to get that.
Yeah, slap is mysterious. When you first start, like I remember when I first learned about slap, I was like, dude, that is freaking crazy. That's a cool technique. And sure enough, yeah, this guy, he hopped onto that fast, so.
Yeah, I think I was better at slap than like 2-finger plucking, which is kind of ridiculous, but where are we going with that?
Well, all that to say, we had a knack, I would say, right out the gate for like, well, not even a knack. We were, skill-wise, we weren't really anything at that point. But I think really what connected with me, at least, was the fact, like, we were out there jamming, and it was just so fun. Like, I had never experienced something like that. It just felt so free and open, and we were just like, some people would come up to us and like say, dang, you're pretty good, or that was good, or they would come up or they would look at us, we'd go by, they give us like a little clap or something, and it was just so satisfying. And I was like, this is what music is about. Like, this is not about just sitting in your room being a tryhard. And also, there's 2 aspects. Like, it was the performing part,